I'm Mao.
I'm Nako.
I'm Akumi.
We are from Hiroshima. The famous philosopher Socrates said, "The only good is knowledge, and only evil is ignorance." 10 nuclear weapons. Less than 1% of nuclear weapons in the world could destroy the Earth, says Stephen Leeper, the former chairperson of Hiroshima Peace Cultural Foundation. The effects of nuclear weapons are not only that many people are killed, but also they could cause a super global famine. There would be no sun because of a nuclear winter. No sun, no food, no clean water. Of course, human beings could no longer live. Yet in many parts of the world, people don't know how horrible nuclear power is. In Japan, 70% of citizens don't know how the day Hiroshima was attacked by an atomic bomb, according to a question New York by NHK. We fear that they assume nuclear weapons lightly and are losing interest in nuclear disarmament. We also fear that the time will come that the ignorant generation will run the world. What can we do? The answer is clear. It's the 3 pillars of NPT.
Now, it's the 3 pillars of education. We suggest this: to know the facts, to find problems that we are facing, and to think about the solutions. First is to know the facts. How can we make people recognize that nuclear weapons are dangerous? This answer is clear. To show the dangers. Knowing the facts will heighten people's sense of crisis, which can be the basis of their interest. This can be done by showing the tragedy of Hiroshima. The A-bomb killed 140,000 people by the end of December 1945. 1.2 kilometers away from ground zero, almost 50% of people died that day. The radiation caused fever, nausea, and diarrhea. From the beginning of 1946, some people suffered from keloid, which is the regular abnormal scars of the atomic bomb survivors. Many people suffer from leukemia and cancer still now. Moreover, people's communities were destroyed. It is said that thousands of children who were in Hiroshima City lost their parents. They are called Genbaku orphans. Some children worked in the city doing such jobs as shining shoes. In the case of our school, about 350 students and teachers were killed each century. Also, the school buildings were completely destroyed.
To prevent more countries from having nuclear weapons, the NPT was conquered, which outlines non-proliferation, disarmament, and peaceful use of nuclear energy. Also, some people are trying to conquer other treaties, such as the fissile material kind of treaty, which prohibits the production of the 2 main components of nuclear weapons, highly enriched uranium and plutonium. The Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, which bans nuclear testing in atmosphere, underwater, underground, and space. Furthermore, everyone needs to know when the CTBT is necessary. How can we approach people who don't know the danger of nuclear testing? We think the best way is the humanitarian approach, which was the topic of the 2013 Oslo conference. From 1945 to nuclear testing was conducted more than 2,000 times. There is a long history of nuclear testing. For example, the Marshall Islands. Between 1946 and 1958, the U.S. tested here 67 times. The Marshall Islands are a chain of atolls in the Pacific Ocean with a population of 52,000. The most famous test, the Bravo test, detonated on Bikini Atoll in 1954 and was 1,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped
example is the dive of Kurumaru, which is often called South Bomb Crate. A Japanese tuna fishing boat with a crew of 23 men was exposed to radiation and contaminated by the nuclear fallout from the Bravo thermonuclear test on March 1, 1954. Aikichi Kuboyama, one of the crew, died 7 months later on September 23, 1954. Do you know Christmas Island? Christmas Island is located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and one of the cleavage islands in Australia. About 40 nuclear tests were conducted by the UK and the US at this site. According to Dr. Robert Jacobs, professor at Hiroshima City University, the survivors on this island do not know what nuclear weapons are, even though they are exposed to radiation even now. It is scary, isn't it? Testing in the atmosphere, underwater, and underground could cause these effects. In this way, there is an urgent need for the CTBT to be put into force. In addition, the CTBT is working even if it hasn't concluded, as the P5 hasn't conducted a nuclear explosion test since 1996.
Second, to find problems with what we learn from the fact. The role of the CTBT is that countries cannot improve nuclear weapons. Although the CTBT cannot promote countries to eliminate nuclear weapons directly, it can prevent them from improving the quality. Because the CTBT bans nuclear testing, which includes nuclear explosions. A nuclear explosion leads to certain results, which enables them to make stronger nuclear weapons. It is usual that countries follow the nuclear weapon developing cycle. The procedure of this cycle is as follows: basic research, to secure resources, to make a trial product, experiments, improvements, and practical applications. If the CTBT is concluded, the cycle will be disturbed and the country will be reluctant to make new nuclear weapons.
Next, it can build a relationship of trust between countries. The agreement with banning nuclear testing by each country will contribute to the relief of international tensions. The detente and positive attitude to banning nuclear testing means that nuclear weapon states should work on disarmament harder. In this way, we think the CTBT will bring nuclear disarmament. However, some critics point out the limitation of CTBT because countries can test nuclear weapons using computer simulation and conduct subcritical nuclear testing. Why can't we ban computer simulation and subcritical testing? It's because the NPT permits the peaceful use of nuclear energy. To keep nuclear power plants safe, scientists are researching severe accidents. A severe accident is caused by the damage of a nuclear reactor which has fuel rods, and then radioactive substances will spread in the world. It is impossible to experiment with an actual accident, so computer simulation is necessary to sustain nuclear power plants. Also, some scientists are trying to put accelerator-driven subcritical reactors into use these days. This kind of reactor will make it possible to keep the subcritical condition during the nuclear reaction. It will enable to make nuclear energy more efficiently. Therefore, it's quite difficult to ban computer simulation and subcritical testing.
However, as we all know, nuclear energy can be dangerous. We must ask, do we really need nuclear energy? In Germany, nuclear power will be abolished by 2020. Although the Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, had a negative attitude toward banning nuclear power, she changed her mind after Fukushima nuclear accident. Many Germans questioned the credibility of the computers, which assumed the probability of accidents. Actually, in Germany, About 30% of energy is covered by renewable energy in 2017. Moreover, many experts have become more interested in nuclear waste. Nuclear waste is extracted from plutonium and uranium spent nuclear fuel. This is highly radioactive. Also, international concern of the plutonium being diverted to nuclear weapons or terrorists stealing the plutonium. Moreover, governments can concede a scheme that it uses a proposal facility for a chance to produce nuclear weapons. The IAEA says that 8 kilograms of plutonium can make a nuclear weapon. In fact, Japan has as much plutonium for 1,350 nuclear weapons. According to the World Nuclear Association, it takes 100,000 years for plutonium to become safe. It means we are flagged with danger every day forever. Experts say that we have to keep in mind that even if nuclear weapons are abolished, we still have a threat of nuclear waste.
Third, solutions. In this way, we need to shift nuclear energy to renewable energy like Germany. If people in the world notice the danger of nuclear power and nuclear waste, the idea of peaceful use of nuclear energy will be denied. As a result, computer simulation and statistical testing will be used only for nuclear testing. Therefore, we might be able to ban these ways of testing in the future. Nobody has found a way to ban computer simulation and statistical testing yet, but if young people become interested in the nuclear problem, we might come up with a solution. They might act toward making the nuclear-free world as politicians and scientists.
In our school, Hiroshima Jogakuin, we have a curriculum called Peace Studies. In 6 years, we learn about Hiroshima and Jogakuin during wartime at the first. We visit Nagasaki and Okinawa. Also, we learn not only about Japan as an aggressor, but also we look at the history of Cambodia and the relationship between Korea and Japan.
In addition, Jogakuin has a special class called Global Issues. We learn and discuss these topics. Furthermore, in our school, there is a group which collects signatures to promote the abolishment of nuclear weapons. Since 2008, they have collected 420,000 signatures. These signatures are taken to the United Nations in New York. Also, this group assists with Hiroshima Archive, an interactive website which enables us to see and read where Hibakusha were on August 6, 1945. As students who are studying peace, we'd like to make a suggestion of the CTBT. It's a connection with the Nuclear Weapon Convention. NWC is a treaty which bans production, possession, and usage of nuclear weapons overall. Even today, as the negotiation of the NWC has started at the United Nations, a Hibakusha from Jogakuin, Setsuko Taro, spoke and showed her anger to the Japanese government, which is not attending this conference.
Japanese government official speech deepened Hibakusha's feeling of being continuously betrayed and abandoned by their own country.
We are also disappointed in the Japanese government ignoring Hibakusha's previous cry, and young people like us who hope for a long future in a peaceful world. Why do we need the NWC? As we mentioned before, the CTBT doesn't ban computer simulation and subcritical testing. Today, real nuclear testing is no longer essential for many countries to have nuclear weapons. So to prevent a nuclear disaster, we need to ban not only real testing, but also the production of nuclear weapons. Recently, President Trump similarly suggested that Japan and South Korea should develop nuclear weapons. The possibility that Japan will have nuclear weapons seems to be low, but we shouldn't disregard the possibility. Actually, it is said that Japan has an ability to produce nuclear weapons without nuclear testing, using high-tech supercomputer simulation. Chinese media reported that Japan could be the sole-ranking nuclear weapon state in a short time.
As we grew up in Hiroshima, we've listened to many Hibakusha stories. Their experiences are beyond our description. From the book Summer Cloud, a former Jogakuin student said, she saw bodies of her parents. She thought they were like baked potatoes. We don't want to repeat such a tragic story. Therefore, to stop the possession of nuclear weapons is necessary by concurring the NWC and the CTBT. It is Hiroshima citizens' responsibility to disseminate such history to the world. We are sure that it can heighten people's awareness toward nuclear disarmament. How can we tell our thoughts? Using SMS is something we can use easily. If we are willing to post something related to nuclear weapons that we want people to know, some people who are not familiar with it may get interested. Please take out your phone. We ask you all to take a picture of this screen and post it to your Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram account. And ask your friends to share it. Go on, please, do it now. Okay, this is David. We'll show you the same screen at the end of the presentation, so we continue.
It is important that more people come to search and disseminate more information. It is easier to change our own intention than to change the present educational systems. Governments sometimes make the education system in a way that is convenient for them.
A typical example is duck and cover. It was a method of personal protection against the effects of a nuclear explosion. Please look at this video, which is made by the US in 1946.
Sundays, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover. This family knows what to do, just as your own family should. They know that even a thin cloth helps protect you. Even a newspaper can save you from a bad burn. But the most important thing of all is to duck and cover yourself, especially where your clothes do not cover you.
As we watched the video, we thought duck and cover is of no use. If Hiroshima citizens had duck and cover, would there have been any differences? Of course not. We can never stand the power of nuclear weapons.
Again, to know the facts, to find problems, to think of solutions. These three periods will realize a world without nuclear testing and nuclear disasters. We'd like to state again that governments must listen to the people's voices, especially those who have suffered like the Hibakusha. We'd like to finish our presentation with the same aphorism as we started with. The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance. Thank you for listening.
We have the books of testimonies written by the former students of our high school. So I for each foreign student and for each Japanese school. So could you come to the front and